Welcome back, everyone, to Building TNT. I'm your host, Ravi Ratiram, and in studio with us we have Officer Shabody and Bryony Duncan. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. And as we come back into our show tonight, we are discussing the work of the Police Youth Club in Trinidad and Tobago. There are a lot of police youth clubs all over the country developing the youths, getting the youths involved. I want to recognize one of my good friends, the president of the Parents Council of the Vancouver Police Association, Michael Irving, and his group from up in Vancouver. You all are doing a wonderful job, and one of our acting corporal from up there, his name is Jordan. Right? Yes. These guys are doing a lot of good work out there. And then my other friends, Joseph Ramdas and Randy Mongru, and all the other guys who contribute towards, protecting us, keeping us safe. We also want to recognize all our police officers and the families of the police officers. Sometimes it's very challenging. It's very hard, that you have this family unit, but, the head of the house have to be outside there protecting the country. And a lot of time we take that for granted. But when we talk about building TNT, we have to recognize our police officers and our national security forces out there. This morning I got an opportunity to meet with Inspector Nobby. Okay. Inspector Nobby, a wonderful gentleman, and one of these days we're going to be chatting a little more with him from a special unit in the force. He had a group of young men and women training out there in the savannah. And they were, very intense physical training. They were doing a lot. So coming back to our conversation, today we have in studio Bryony representing Fight for Peace. It's an international organization started off in Brazil from the favelas of Rio de Janeiro, grown to London, and now has, blossomed across the globe. And Fight for Peace is here in Trinidad and Tobago, providing the support for Officer Shabody and the different groups mentioned. So welcome back, folks. I'm Bryony. I want you to run with it from here. Tell us a little more about this program.
So our intention is that we try and support local networks of organisations. Where we've worked with 92 organisations across 24 countries. And in each of those areas, we work with a group of organisations from a city or a location, like small location like Trinidad and Tobago. And the idea is to be able to support local organisations to support each other, to generate interest in terms of local investment in those organisations, to be able to benefit the local young people and really give them a better chance in life. Fight for Peace has a lot of expertise in terms of our own work that we've developed, but because of our contact with all of these organisations across the world. And what we're passionate about is being able to share the learnings from all of these different organisations in different contexts that we then bring. So Officer Shabody is now part of this network of 5 organisations from Trinidad and Tobago. And we'll be seeking and trying to have conversations with local organisations and people who might be able to support and really invest in these organisations to be able to enable them to have bigger impacts on the young people that really need our support.
We had some group you were saying about the bus that was donated. We had some donations.
Oh yeah, I certainly want to use this forum to thank Citizen Security Program, Risa Bradford, Salone, and the team for donating a 14-seater bus. That bus will be used to ensure that members of the Police Youth Club benefit from all our activities. We know that by 7 o'clock, kids are supposed to be at home. And once we guarantee the train safety, you'll find a greater participation. Separate and apart from that, it would also be used for programs in terms of the parenting aspect as well, right? And Citizen Security, we must salute them. They have done an excellent work. I mean, they say they're in the group, they're very visible, and by extension, there is that kind of human contact they have with all youth club leaders. Right.
Well, that's good. We salute Citizen Security tonight for the wonderful work that they have been doing, in making most of this initiative successful. But Officer, tell me something. How does one go about joining and becoming part of a youth club?
Well, the senior superintendent in charge of the division has given a mandate by the commissioner to ensure that police youth clubs, I think only up to yesterday, the commissioner was on the front page saying that they would like to form a police youth club in Brasso because of the unfortunate incident with the family. So the senior superintendent has a mandate to ensure that there are youth clubs under his charge. So you can go to any division, and if you are lost, you can go to the community police unit in the division and inquire about the police youth club. The application form is free.
Parents who have youths in the society, for school principals and teachers out there, right? We have Ludbury Community, Point 14, where parents wants to get the youngsters in the village involved in something like this. How do they go about accessing it? By contacting the nearest police station?
Or the community police unit. There's a community police unit operating in every division, and if not, they can write to the commissioner if there's not one and ask for the commissioner's blessings for the formation of a police youth club. They will then go down to the community policing secretariat, where the senior officer will then assign an officer to respond to the request, and then from there you'll see things unfold.
So for areas and villages where there does not exist police youth club, what you're saying is members of that community can feel free to write to the commissioner, or they can even send us a message. You can feel free to send us a message on Facebook at Building TNT through our Facebook page, and once the message comes to our Building TNT Facebook page, we will definitely be communicating back to you the information, all the details on how you go about accessing the facilities that is being offered through the police youth club, because from what we're hearing, it is not just any one specific activities or anything for idle. It's about development, it's about sports, it's about culture, it's about learning to play the steel pan, the national instrument. It's about assistance and youth support, assistance in your academic, assistance in your schoolwork, because I understand you all do some literacy programs.
Yes,
and
we have a homework club.
We have a homework club involved in the police youth clubs. So what we see, I must say, back in the days, I was privileged to be part of the Rusilac Youth Group. Last week I recognized Patrick Sibu, and the late Evan Ramadasing, who contributed towards my development as a youth. We were involved in the Rusilac Drama Association, where we learned drama. But as we grew older, we went off to university. A lot of the groups, didn't keep up. But what we see happening now in the country is a lot more youth clubs through the police is being formed.
That's right. And we want to put on record, the police youth club is one of the many stakeholders. We network with Civilian Conservation Corps, the cadets, the Cub Scouts. It is not about competing, it's about complementing each other. Right. And if it is, we unite ourselves as a force to be reckoned with. There's no need, to go and put young people at risk. Young people leave their centers and come along to the club because that's a second home.
That's a second home.
Right.
And there's positive things happening around the club. I think nationally we maybe have like about close to 3,500 or close to 4,000 members nationally who are involved in police youth clubs. And people are leaving, people are coming into it. So what we see happening is a lot of youths getting involved in positive initiative, in developmental initiative, and we want to make the appeal to parents, teachers, school leaders, to get the youths involved into some positive extracurricular activity, because when they
especially
go home, parents are working late, they're involved in business, there's a lot of free time, and through the youth clubs, you can get assistance with your homework, you can learn a culture, you can learn a sport, you can learn something positive.
And I think for us, what's particularly important is about the kinds of activities that young people get involved in being about their progression and next steps, what's available. So, for example, at St James Police Youth Club, they're not really interested in just providing some activity to just use up some time of the young people. It's really about developing them and making sure that when they enter, they're at this level, and by the time that they leave, they've made some progress and they're in a better position to then make something of their lives. So it's really about the change and the impact on those young people.
And it's about positive change. In terms of graduates of the Police Youth Club, we have thousands.
Yeah, I've lost count.
You've lost count.
I have lost count, and I feel good. And we need to put to the forefront these positive news, because that young people feel that all is lost.
Yes. Right. So as we said, there is hopes amongst us in this magnificent land of Trinidad and Tobago. It's a paradise. It's about the different groups, Civilian Conservation Corps, the Youth Club, the cadets, the Serval, the Scouts, and they are all about complementing each other. It's
That's right.
about working together. You know, the chamber had made some statement recently about the positive initiative. There was this big display and, you know, highlighting the work of the police youth clubs in the
Yes.
country.
Yeah.
And the chamber made some very positive remarks about, you know, congratulating the youths
Yes.
from getting involved in it. So folks, tonight was a wonderful program. I'm sure we can continue having this conversation for hours yet to come.
Yes.
Our feature tonight here was KI. We had our young soca chutney monarch here in studio with us tonight.
Yes.
And we also have our hero, our unsung hero, but here no unsung hero in Trinidad Palance. He is a national hero, you know, working towards making this country a better place. Officer Shabadi, I want to congratulate you for the
Thank
work
you.
you're doing. I want to thank my co-host, Selena, for being here with us. Selena is going to represent Trinidad and Tobago in Guyana in the Curry Duck Cookout. That is part of the
Excuse me.
regional competition that's happening. So it was wonderful being here, and as we move on and we close off, I want to hand over to you folks to give us the message that you have for our viewership out there.
So we're very excited about working with these 5 organisations. I think we had a session today where all 5 organisations met each other, and the energy in that room that was generated from the exchange of passionate people working for the benefit of young people was amazing to see. It was very emotional. So we're very excited, Fight for Peace is very excited about what can be achieved here in Trinidad and Tobago in terms of sharing what we've learned with these amazing organisations that are working with young people. And we just call for anyone who's interested in that work, who wants to be a part of this big change, to support the organisations in their work forward.
You can send us a message through Building TNT, and we will definitely get you hooked up with the Fight for Peace initiative.
Great.
Officer Shabadi?
Well, I just want to leave you with some words that we pass on to our members of the youth club. We remind them that good education makes you shine, but good discipline makes you glitter. We let them know that pressure makes you precious. When mommy fail, daddy fail, I would not be a fail in life. And your attitude will determine your altitude.
All right, so there you have it from Officer Shabadi. I want to say a special thanks to the Sabini family. We want to recognize the Coffee Beanery at 21 Abercrombie Street. I missed my coffee tonight, so next week I'm hoping to get my cup of coffee from Coffee Beanery. And soon we'll be having Suzanne Sabini and the contribution she have been making with the young woman, was the franchise holder for the Miss Universe, the late Kim Sabini, and others. There are so much wonderful unsung heroes across this land, and
yes.
week by week, show by show, we're going to uncover this as we move forward. So folks, it was wonderful being here. I enjoyed tonight's show. I wish we could have had more time, but as I say, all good things must come to an end. So we're looking forward for you to tune in with us next week with Building TNT. Thank you.
When the sun